What if intelligence, survival, and dominance don't require complexity at all? Nothing about jellyfish is normal. How is it possible that jellyfish exist at all? I'm not asking that dramatically. I mean it literally. They don't have brains telling them what to do. They don't have hearts. They have no hierarchy of signals. They don't even have bones. They have no central nervous system. And no command center. Nothing we normally associate with intelligence or control. Just a loose network of nerves responding to the world around them. And yet, here they are. They hunt and capture prey. They learn and adapt. They coordinate movement with purpose. Some species carry venom, powerful enough to shut down the human body in minutes. Others drift past us, nearly harmless. One amazing thing about jellyfish is that they have no single point of failure. Instead, they operate through a nerve net, a decentralized web that processes information everywhere at once. If you damage one part, the rest keeps working. One of the strangest things about this nerve net is not just that it works, but how it works. A jellyfish doesn't process information in a straight line. There's no decision point, no pause for evaluation. Light touches one side of the body, pressure disturbs a tentacle, a chemical signal changes in the water, and the response doesn't travel to a center. It happens everywhere. That means a jellyfish doesn't react more slowly without a brain. In many cases, it reacts faster. There's no bottleneck, no signal waiting its turn. Scientists describe this as distributed intelligence, a system where the entire organism acts as the processor. What's unsettling is that modern computer networks are now being designed the same way. Not centralized, not hierarchical, but distributed, redundant, and hard to shut down, which means jellyfish didn't just survive without intelligence. They accidentally solved a problem we're only beginning to understand. One species of jellyfish can reset its own life cycle, not aging forward, but starting over. When injured, when starved, when conditions turn hostile, it doesn't die, it reverses itself. Adult cells revert back to juvenile cells. The jellyfish resets its biological clock, over and over and over again. Hard to imagine. But some jellyfish can live forever. Jellyfish have survived all 5 mass extinctions. They existed before trees, before dinosaurs, before most of the life we recognize today, which raises a problem. If jellyfish lack everything we think life needs, why are they still here? And why are they winning? Have you ever seen a jellyfish in an aquarium, washed up on a beach, or drifting silently underwater? They are really quite interesting to observe. Most people think jellyfish are simple. They're not. At first glance, a jellyfish doesn't even look finished. It has no face, no eyes looking back at you, no solid shape you can point to and call a body. What you see is a bell, soft, transparent, almost glass-like, pulsing slowly through the water, not swimming, not pushing, just contracting, releasing, drifting. Its body is more than 90% water, which means it doesn't fight the ocean. It becomes part of it. So how does something brainless hunt? A jellyfish doesn't think the way we do. It reacts as a whole. No hesitation, no indecision, no wasted energy. Jellyfish don't chase prey. They don't plan attacks. They let physics do the work. Their tentacles are covered in nematocysts, microscopic harpoons that fire faster than a bullet. Not fast for an animal. Fast for anything on Earth. There is no warning. And once triggered, there is no escape. And here's the unsettling part. The jellyfish doesn't decide to sting. The sting decides for it. If a creature can kill without intent, is it less dangerous or more? So what does this mean for us? Most jellyfish aren't hunting humans. They don't chase swimmers. They don't attack. Most stings happen by accident. You swim into them, not the other way around. Jellyfish often gather where currents meet, near piers, in coves. After storms, clear water doesn't mean safe water. Many jellyfish are nearly invisible, especially their tentacles, which can stretch far beyond the body. And even when a jellyfish is dead, its tentacles can still sting. If you see several jellyfish drifting together, that's not random. That's a bloom. A jellyfish bloom is when large numbers of jellyfish suddenly appear in the same area, sometimes thousands or even millions at once. It happens because jellyfish reproduce rapidly when conditions are right. Warm water, abundant plankton, fewer predators, stable currents that keep them together. So when you see multiple jellyfish drifting in the same place, it's not coincidence and it's not migration. It's the environment quietly saying, this species is thriving here. So when you run into a bloom, the smartest response isn't panic, it's distance, slow movement, a change in direction, no thrashing. Because remember, a jellyfish doesn't decide to sting you. The sting decides for it. Continuing with the last thought. Another thing that is not normal about jellyfish may explain why many people think of them as living weapons. It isn't just that they can be deadly, it's how they're deadly. A jellyfish doesn't recognize you as prey. It doesn't identify threats. And it doesn't choose violence. Its venom system is automatic. If something brushes against its tentacles, the response happens instantly. It doesn't decide. It doesn't escalate. It doesn't warn. The nematocysts are among the fastest biological mechanisms on Earth. They fire in microseconds, faster than a blink, faster than nerve signals can travel. And once triggered, they cannot be recalled. The jellyfish doesn't control the sting. The sting controls itself. That venom isn't random. In some species, it disrupts nerve transmission. In others, it interferes with the heart rhythm. Some affect respiratory muscles, making it difficult to breathe. Not because the jellyfish intends harm, but because its biology evolved to immobilize instantly. The good news for us is, the vast majority of jellyfish species either don't sting humans at all or cause only mild irritation. Of the 2,000 plus known jellyfish species, only a small handful are considered medically dangerous to humans. But there are still those that can hurt humans. The fact that it stings without intention creates a strange paradox. A jellyfish can incapacitate a human without ever knowing we exist. There's no aggression, no fear, no survival instinct directed at us. Just a system doing exactly what it was built to do. And that makes jellyfish more unsettling than predators that hunt with intent. Because intent implies judgment. Jellyfish offer none. They don't assess. They don't hesitate. They don't discriminate. They are dangerous not because they want to be, but because they cannot be anything else. There's another reason jellyfish feel unsettling, and it has nothing to do with venom. Jellyfish don't leave much behind. When they die, they leave no bones, no shells, no teeth, no body. When a jellyfish dies, it doesn't fossilize well. Neither does it mark the ground, or carve itself into history. It simply dissolves. Which means for most of Earth's past, jellyfish were almost invisible to us. They existed for hundreds of millions of years before humans even realized they were here. We didn't discover jellyfish by digging them up. We discovered them by running into them, and that changes how we understand them. Most ancient life is known through remains, through fragments of what once was. Jellyfish leave almost nothing. They move through ecosystems without reshaping the environment to suit themselves. They don't build, they don't conquer, they don't transform landscapes. They simply pass through, and yet they persist. Some scientists describe jellyfish as one of the closest things we have to a living biological echo, a form of life that never needed to announce itself. Which raises a strange thought. What if jellyfish aren't primitive? What if they're minimalist? Stripped down to only what's necessary. No extra systems, no excess structure, no wasted biology, just enough awareness to respond, just enough function to continue. In that sense, jellyfish aren't behind evolution. They may be beyond it. Jellyfish violate our expectations, and this is why they feel wrong. They are alive without agency, deadly without malice, ancient without intelligence, and fragile without weakness. They don't dominate ecosystems through force, they outlast them. And maybe that's why they unsettle us, because they suggest something uncomfortable, that life doesn't need meaning, memory, or mastery to succeed. It just needs to keep going. We tend to imagine evolution as progress, more complex, more advanced, more intelligent. But jellyfish tell a different story. They haven't changed much in over 500 million years. Not because they failed to evolve, but because they didn't need to. Which leaves one final question worth sitting with. What other life forms have already solved survival, not by becoming smarter, but by becoming untouchable? In the next episode, we'll look at creatures that don't just survive harsh environments. They rewrite the rules of what it means to be alive. Stay here. Nothing below the surface is normal.